my Spotify has decided to break, and so music died in the middle of that somewhere. But we're immediately down into draft. Welcome back. The teams have just decided to go without us, so welcome back to the draft.
Right back into the thick of it.
They have a timer. They know what they need to do. That's totally fine to continue play. But let me see if I can get this music back for us.
Zaun selected blue side here.
Yeah, sorry, Ace. I don't know why my Spotify just crashed. Which is in line with how right before the game started today, my internet just died.
Yes.
We had the broadcast up, and then my internet just cut, and we had to just go restart my modem and router twice, and then it worked the second time. Cool deal. Thanks, Spectrum.
One of the things that we get with a series that we haven't gotten all year is draft iteration, right? Mm-hmm. So we saw, obviously, the Gangplank and the Yorgot, as well as the Ivern bands last game. Do you remember what some of the other bands were?
We had a Malphite band come out. There was
Smolder as well.
Yeah, who else? There was one other band.
I don't remember what
it was. Against TJ, there was Shogath as well.
Okay.
Shall I turn in my badge and write
Caitlyn band out here. So we'll see if they force a Smolder ban. I will say Smolder sitting pretty high win rate in solo queue anyways, as well as we've seen its prevalency in the LCC pretty high as well. A lot of teams like to pick up a Smolder. So Smolder, a known thing, and they're going to stick with the Sona ban. So I think we should see a first pick Smolder here, is my prediction.
Yeah, so Zaun Plague, it is as we proceed through this best of 5, there was side selection first, and Zaun Plague selected red side. And now we have the next match. The losing team has side selection, and so Zaun Plague has decided to select blue side for this round.
Yeah, which I'm surprised that they didn't start the series off that way. You were saying you think that
I was surprised
Frank's counter pick is potentially why they wanted to negate the power of his counter pick.
And we see Cho'Gath picked up immediately
early
in the first in R1. So Cho'Gath, I would expect, is either going to be. It's going to be the top side of the map somewhere, but I would assume this is a Frank Ward takeaway in the top side. So we picked away Malphite and then banned away Malphite and taken Cho'Gath. And then we have a Lux selected, so no R5 counter?
Minty on the Lux again, which he's comfortable with. It looks like they won't have...
Yeah, no R5 counter.
In terms of solo lanes, right? It seems like we've gotten our 2 solo lanes.
So, call outs in the chat for Smolder, how Deathfire Touch Mastery has affected his win rate. And then now been, I don't know if it was a hotfix nerf or just the next patch to come through.
Next patch, but I think he went from a 55 to a 54.5% win rate.
So knocking off a percent of win rate. It's not nothing, but I haven't seen exactly what that change was. We've got to hover onto Vel'Koz as these picks are coming in quickly now. And we've got an entirely different look apart from the Lux.
Vel'Koz for Oreganon and Lux for Minty.
The Sejuani now switching sides to the blue side.
Yeah, Sejuani Pantheon, great synergy, right?
Red's Whittle guy, the Sejuani Pantheon is a killer gangplank. And then the Starfall coming out onto a mobile character such as Lux, Vel'Koz, and Cho'Gath is going to be quite effective as well, as long as he's able to keep himself healthy enough to go in as such.
Okay, so a couple additional, more nerfs towards topside. Cassante taken away this time.
Against TJ?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we've seen TJ play a little bit of Cassante.
It's been a while.
We haven't seen it recently, and we just saw Warwick in the top side. I don't think Warwick is a bad matchup into Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath, of course, is going to be able to fight it out decently well, but Warwick has so much healing that really it can get out of hand for Cho'Gath quite quickly in the wrong situation. As our second round of bans will wrap up here.
Another Enchanter taken away from Yoni.
Yeah, taking away the Sejuani, which would be a killer combination with the Glacial Prism and the Grand Starfall. And then Mom coming over the top as well.
Yes.
So I appreciate the takeaway of the Seraphine.
Yeah, Seraphine.
And
I agree.
We may see I'm curious if we'll see an Enchanter come out for Yoni.
There's still some options, right? Melio is there. We've seen him play that this year, so not sure what will come out.
And that extra range could be useful, though it won't impact Smolder's ability to throw Q.
Correct.
But
and Lux Vel'Koz is very ranged anyways. Might be able to just stay away from the Smolder. So, yeah.
And Cho'Gath is not going to look to play Initiation in that sense for a team fight. It's going to be largely using that Ruptured Appeal, the Vorpal Spikes to get that slow, and then Silence to protect his team. Should be able to find Ruptures on the Grand Starfall, but likely the Glacial Prism is going to come over the top to lock him down.
Xin Zhao selected here. This is going to be going jungle for penultimately. This is the first time pick that we've seen.
Yep.
And
Penultimate has played Sejuani in both of her games,
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Nami's the Enchanter hovered. Yeah, so I'm not sure how that synergizes. Obviously, the Xin Lux is a nice mid-jungle, different types of damage profile. We'll be able to find a lot of CC. The Triple Talon Strike should be able to land and synergize with any light binding that Minty's able to find.
And I find that Xin Zhao's impact in a team fight, there is the Crescent Guard to knock people, there's to move people around.
Right.
But really, I think Crescent Guard's impact in this team fight for Xin Zhao is going to be to buy time. He can stand in the front and keep himself alive and buy time for his team to be able to throw damage over the top. For Lux and Vel'Koz to find those opportunities, and a Yasuo locked in to round us out immediately to answer, I would assume, Reds in the mid lane on
Pantheon.
So
who is the AD carry?
Who
is Agateo playing?
Lux. This is going to be Lux Vel'Koz bot. I'm pretty sure, and this is going to be a Cho'Gath mid into Red's awesome, so this is some interesting draft iteration.
So we do get an R5 counter pick, and it's the Yasuo into Mundo. So Frank is putting his you-know-what on the desk right now and saying, it's time for me to win a game.
What's he putting on the desk?
Pulled out the Yasuo. He's
putting
blade.
his sword on the desk.
Yeah.
The Steel Tempest is on the table from Frankward, and he's down into this Dr. Mundo top, so TJ is going to be looking to weather the storm.
Yeah, I mean, this iteration here from Targon, they just won game 1 in a crazy back and forth that went, absolutely looked at multiple times like Zaun could have found the way forward to victory. And so they've come out with the iteration here, and they've really used it beautifully. They went with the early Cho'Gath and Lux. They had us all thinking,
okay, a bait.
That's their play. And then boom, the Yasuo on R5. They moved the Lux to play carry. Cho'Gath mid. So a lot of firsts here for Targon. They still have got to actually execute, right? It's not guaranteed victory here. Meanwhile, Pantheon for Reds, his most played, probably his best champion. Yeah. Smolder, a great win rate champion for Inferno, also looks great on. So, and TJ can play Mundo, right? So I think Zaun's still happy with their team comp, but a really nice kind of twist of the dagger right at the end for Targon.
I guess, have you ever noticed that Minty plays my champion pool? Like
no Vygar, no Vygar.
There is Vygar though. He's played Vygar. It's Vygar, Cho'Gath, Ahri, Lux. Like, I'm not trying to take credit for this in any way. I had no impact on this at all, but it's just a little funny to me looking at it in retrospective. And we're into game 2, and it looks totally different.
Totally different.
So how is this going to be different? Are we going to see an answer from the other side? Are we going to see a blue side victory yet again?
I don't know. I mean, I predicted it was going to go 5, and I think after game 1, I feel pretty good about that. That it could go 5.
It definitely could.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm rooting for good games. We had a great game in game 1, so I'm not going to be disappointed with whatever we get here. And I think that the Yasuo is a really clever adaptation from Targon. Targon's had a rough year, a rough season, really, and so I'd love to see them succeed. Meanwhile, Zaun, that's my old organization. I'd love to see them come through and beat Targon. It brings back memories watching Zaun lose to Targon. So I love to see Zaun, find a way forward.
Yeah, Zaun Plague knocked out by Targon last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Does that feel familiar?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it could be 2 years in a row.
Yeah, you mentioned Reds beat me in season 2.
Yep.
Yeah, but you lost in season 3. So which one is more embarrassing?
It's true.
Not embarrassing because of Reds in any way. It's just trying to call out Jags. Reds, a standout performance in game 1, and I gotta say, penultimately, also putting on a great performance in her game 1. Both player replacements finding success, and I want to say I'm expecting them to find more continued comfort as the series goes on.
Yeah. Yeah, comfortability is kind of the name of the game, right? We don't know how these teams are going to evolve. We don't know how these newer players are going to evolve. Go ahead and get your Gambit in now prior to our match. We're about to get in onto the Rift with game number 2. Again, best of 5. And yeah, I mean, really excited to see how this game goes. I can't wait. Look at that! Look at that bright green. Yeah.
I have 36,000 points burning a hole in my wallet. That's right. Get them plopped down.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird that it does that. Good enough.
Good enough. Targon leading a series 1-all over Zaun play.
36k points, but I only see 11k on the biggest gamble.
Oh, he doesn't want to burn it all on this
It's
game.
the playoffs, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we got more series ahead of us, but
I think I have like 90,000 Jags claws.
throw them in there, dude.
I don't gamble because I'm part of the Targon organization. That feels unethical. Excuse me. I got 65k.
65.
65k Jags claws. Those are all natural as well. I am the one fan.
All right, here we are in Onto the Rift for game number 2.
Good luck to both of our competitors as we warm up the Rift for the second match. Quick little pause from Riot. Thank you very much. And I think all eyes got to be on top lane for quite a bit. We've got Frankward dropping the Yasuo with Ignite in the top side.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this lane goes. I also, I also want to watch bot lane because Lux Vel'Koz seems like absolutely terrible to have to lane into. So, itemization pointed out here, Doran's shield for both. This is the new upgraded Doran's helmet. Just got 40 additional health today. Added
140 health, 10 armor, 10 magic resist. Magic resist not going to play an element in the mid lane, and really not much in the game. But of course, TJ picking that security, going for that extra resistances, and losing out.
You said TJ, but it's Minty. I know.
Sorry,
it's naturally
Cho'Gath,
the
my bad,
Cho'Gath.
my bad.
I know.
Thanks for the correction. I won't do it again. That's the one. That's the one I get. Frankward, TJ, I imagine going to be playing this quite cautiously in the top lane. I don't think he's going to have a ton of experience playing this Mundo and Yasuo matchup, but he's definitely going to be wary of it with this combat summoner coming out of Frankward. And we'll have to see later in the game if the teleport that TJ's chosen to take plays an impact in the macro game. As Minty Bun is dropped quite low, Red's dropping the Ignite. He's level 2, looking for the all-in
Forces flash. And I think the execution from the Q damage might have come out, and that could have been a first blood early on.
It would have been Spear into auto flash, and it would have been a first blood. So I like to flash out, and that's a nice rupture.
Found him with a rupture.
It does not draw a tower aggro because the damage does not connect, but it's a great rupture to keep himself safe. Reds may have died on the dive, but Minty going to be happy to get that experience.
Right?
I imagine he would, but he does have flash to get away from it. It would have been close.
All right, still no flash here in mid, so tension is high. Rupture is down. This could be the kill angle that we were talking about. Still no Ignite here, but might have just enough damage. Is looking another bit of Q poke. Will land some additional. Can Minty
I'm
find
staying on the
sustain?
screen. I'm not looking away. Until something happens in another lane, we're staying right here.
I will say Whittle with a really nice
peek
clear
in.
speed. Already, he's a camp ahead of penultimately. So
And looking for an invade. We're going to watch Whittle Guy as he is monitoring Minty, trying to make sure that there is no gank present from penultimately, and they will connect on top of these wolves. Whittle Guy dropping a ward over the top. Son of a gun! We missed the first blood, and it will drop down to Red's Awesome, finding the kill, and penultimately now being engaged on by Whittle Guy in the jungle. Whittle Guy has Red's Awesome to back him up, but is fighting deep in the enemy jungle.
Oh, yeah, they're
No
just going to fight it
rotation
out.
from
Nice
any
triple
lanes,
top
and
track. He
penultimately-
finds one of her own. A
That's
solo
right.
kill back, so solo bolo for Reds, but a solo bolo back in the jungle. And it's 1-for-1 on either side.
I understand the logic. I think Whittle Guy's plan makes sense, but I think at the end of the day, penultimately on the Xin Zhao, just had the better duel. And well played to her to respond to the jungle invade and just find a kill for herself and going to continue on.
I mean, I think Xin into Sejuani is Xin favored, right? So
I would say it becomes more Xin, or it's definitely very Xin favored in the early game. And Whittle Guy perhaps expecting Reds to rotate over on the extended play, and now Whittle Guy coming out again. And so just trying to find this scuttle, trying to undercut it before penultimately is able to get over here. So perhaps going to look for a double scuttle action. on the end of the play.
And believe it or not, the lane that has been least action-packed is our top lane with the with the Yasuo that we mentioned during the draft. So Frankward still, look at the way that he peels this wave, really using the entire length of the wave to his advantage, and has very safe, very secure up there. Not going to get ganked, and TJ really overextended here, really forced to play the entire lane.
Yeah, we're going to see freeze started at about 350. How long can Frankward hold on to this freeze? TJ dropped under half HP, and Frankward is going to look to use the Steel Tempest to engage. Not going to connect, but trying to maintain this, trying to start now building a creep advantage. It's been largely even, and in the mid lane, Minty Bun 13 to 34 off the back of that first blood. So aggressive play out of Red's awesome, and Red's known for his Pantheon play, not known for his RE play nearly as much. Not to disparage it, but just it's definitely his comfort pick.
Yeah, completely. And it feels good to go. You know, when that number gets called. I mean, I know you've got to feel this way when you play Vigar. I know that's how I feel when they say, you know, I get to play Thresh. I love it, right?
And ultimately,
you put a little extra
out
sauce
on
your gameplay. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, that being said, still needs to find the win. It's not just a single-player game. League of Legends very much a team game.
So Pink's coming down now. We may see a collapse as Whittle Guy looking for the double scuttle action now, penultimately rotating late over to the second scuttle. And
yeah, so forced off.
Whittle Guy recovering well from the early blunder, going for a duel into Xin Sao. So,
yeah, losing the duel, but way ahead in tempo and farm. Up 13, which is an entire quadrant worth of farm here. So
nice find. And the bot lane, I think Agateo and Inferno both are looking to just farm up safely and get hope. Inferno, let's check in on the stacks. We'll have to remember to do that as we get through the game. 38 stacks now on the Smolder. Almost 6 minutes in.
And I think that actually Inferno is really happy to just get to free farm here. I think the double mage bot lane should be pushing out and forcing a lot more pressure. And so to be already at almost 40 stacks, with pretty close in CS. All right, Whittle is here to try and answer this. Ignite is going to go down onto TJ, but Whittle is here to protect his top laner, and he's going to help shove this lane in, get the reset in for his laner. Meanwhile, penultimately making the play onto Reds. It's a fully stacked Conqueror, but under tower, the you know, they will not dive.
Nice restraint.
Nobody dies on either side.
Yeah, no flashes blown, or no flash blown mid. Minty going to get assistance to clear the wave and then look for a reset. Frankward forced to burn Ignite and teleport, and that was 2 minutes of that freeze, and now Frankward finally pushing out after it was broken by Whittle Guy. So I think a good call out from TJ, I'm sure, to indicate that Whittle Guy needed to roll him over, and Frankward looking for that pressure at the right timing. But in the end, it's a good rotation over from Whittle Guy to buy space for TJ.
Yep, and very defensive itemization here as well. Probably indicates that he's going to stay in this 1v1 in the side lane for the majority of the game here. But already down 20 farm. Frankward doing a great job with the early freeze.
Yeah, that freeze making quite the impact. And 20 CS down as well in the mid lane. Red's awesome, finding an advantage in the opposite direction for himself.
All right, Dragon is on the table. And Inferno continuing to stack up here, but it does look like attention is, you know, we gotta watch where these junglers go, where these supports
attention
go.
Down onto this Dragon. I believe it will be our next objective to come through.
Nice vision, nice ward spots. Penultimately out, just wide. The Aqua Prism will miss.
Ward down onto the Dragon. From the blue side, will give
the double root from Agateo. Look at this trade. Finds Yoni. One more auto will do. The flash in, the flash auto, and it's a kill as Agateo wins the 2v1 outplay. There it is. Another counter as they find one back, but a nice Q from Inferno over the wall. They're so low. Minty has to find a way into this fight. A flash out from Whittle. Another double bind. That's the third of the match, of the fight, and Agateo helps Targon collect 2 more. What a Agateo, incredible Lux play.
He's not on Lucian, but he is still finding impact for himself. The light binds are phenomenal. Red's coming down with a Grand Starfall into the river, flashing over with Ignite to find a pickup kill. But then a great answer on the extended play from Targon to find the Dragon for themselves.
Yeah, Minty on that late roam. The Rupture forcing the flash out of Whittle, and then the double bind from Agateo to collect both Whittle and Reds at the same time twice in that fight. Does secure those kills, and it means that the Targon will pick up the Dragon as well. And that's what Mage Bot can do for you. It's going to deal a lot less consistent damage in the team fights as we get later on into the game. But these picks and these bursts that you can find at this stage, this early stage of the game, really, what the mages can kind of excel at, right? And now with the last chapter, he's going to be able to throw out pretty much as many abilities as he wants to.
Looking for the spear shot down, not going to connect onto Minty. Penultimately, with the 3-on-3 talent strike forward, Red's under pressure, has no flash. But Whittle Guy forced to draw off of these rift.
And the turn in. They stack the passive so quickly. Beautiful Crescent Guard will force Whittle out. And there's another spear shot from Reds. But in goes Frankward. The Ignite going down. One more auto could be enough. Big shield will come out. Whittle needs to Arctic Assault out. Will get away. And it's another disengage. So both these teams playing right up to the edge, but not crossing it. Nobody's inting or dying under tower yet. Nobody's going for these aggressive trade kills.
And I'm always kind of scared for it as a mid laner. When I have a Zinzao, they tend to die under my tower and feed my enemy mid laner. And so it is spectacular to watch these teams play to the edge, and it's going back and forth. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, right now, Targon are looking like they have the early advantage, and last game they didn't and still managed to pull it back. But Zaun Plague this time have Inferno on Smolder. I think this is going to look a lot differently from Yunara in Game 1 as we approach the late game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see itemization here, not quite completed except for the Lux. Yeah, a lot of health here for Mundo, which we expect.
We expect, and of course Frankward with the immediate just building into Bork. It's the obvious answer into a Mundo, trying to go for that move speed buff. Ooh, Light Bind is just connecting out, just missing. Flap, pulled out of Inferno.
And we watched for about 4 seconds, and you can see what it's like to play into double mage bot lane. All of the abilities coming out from both of them.
It's exciting. Whittle Guy on a cleared bush, but should be able to try for a gank. It's going to be a ward drop down bot lane into the pixel bush, and they're going for a fight now. Whittle Guy on vision.
Riding on cooldown, but the knockup onto Yoni will land. Nice find from Oregonan. Brought very low. The Aqua Prism just missing. A shutdown will come across, but a beautiful disintegration lifeform death ray.
You were right. It's lifeform disintegration ray. You were correct. And Oregonan
so 1 for 1.
The pickup.
I mean, both carries drop.
Yeah, both carries fall. And I got at the end of an engage now back in from Whittle Guy. He wants Oregonan. He's got the red buff, but it looks like Oregonan should be able to get out of here. Whittle Guy tanking up the tower now. Racial Prism.
Oh, he did find him. Wow.
The Prism connects, and Yoni with the Tidecaller's Blessing. Blue side finding more success with Nami this game as well.
I was kind of surprised that the Nami Sejuani had enough damage there to actually kill the Vel'Koz. But
that red buff and spacing it out, they find just enough.
Yeah,
and ultimately answering, since we see Whittle Guy on the bot side, stealing some jungle. And so, getting to know a little bit more about Penultimate in his playstyle, we've got an engage down on the top side now. TJ in trouble.
Yeah, does have Ultimate. Ultimate is going to be popped here. They do get that first CC down, and so they do force a bit of a knockup. But look at all the health in Mundo.
Yep, no Steel
Tempest
walks
away. The business Mundo, corporate Mundo.
Mundo goes where he pleases. That's what you know. No Ultimate going to be dropped from Yasuo to continue the play. Going to decide to hold it for another day. But I love the attempt to try to provide Frankward with that assistance, get him ahead. He's 113 CS compared to Mundo's 80. It's not the end of the world for Mundo, of course. Tank player going to be able to get those levels. He's 10 to 10, staying even. No deaths on the board, but the extra gold is going to be very nice in Yasuo's pocket.
Yeah, I think the big thing to notice as we see some more chunk damage, we look at almost 90 stacks here on the Smolder, is that 113 farm at 12 minutes is kind of on pace, but you can look at the other lanes. Look at, we're only at 80 farm for the Smolder, so it's a 30 farm difference between the carries who are going to be doing AD damage for these two teams.
Little guy spotted out, clearing out top wards, and then they find him at the Krugs. Looking down now to pressure onto Minty as
nice Feral Scream will come in. A beautiful Rupture finds both. So Minty, very defensive, played that very well to get away.
Trying to answer Whittle Guy, make sure he can't just walk around in their jungle for free. But going to manage to slink away at the end of the play. We've got 24 seconds to this next dragon, so we can imagine that's going to be where the action dials up for us.
It feels like this bot side of Agateo and Oregon have kind of had the pressure and had the power, and I think it will be that way until the Smolder really gets online. But yeah, teleport up for Frankward. No option here to teleport for TJ.
Agateo disconnecting, so I imagine we'll see a pause come through here. No, immediately teleporting, so it must have just been momentary. Starcall coming out mid. Minty is going to tank the tower up. That's one, that's two shots. And unfortunately, Red's dropping the Grand Starfall, but not going to connect with much other than dropping himself to half HP. I like the pressure down onto Minty, but unless he finds a kill here, it's going to make it difficult for him to contest this dragon.
Okay, when becoming lightning from penultimately, but it's the Arctic Assault in, and the Crescent Guard out isn't enough. The flash, unfortunately, does not make it over the wall, so into the wall. Teleport down from Frankward. Can they try and turn this up? Light Binding from Agateo will just miss. Frankward trying to find the way into this fight. The dash forward, the knock-up onto Whittle. A nice find. There's a secondary knock-up onto Whittle, so they will find Jungler for Jungler are both down. Minty deleted by Reds, but the Lifeform Disintegration Ray over the wall. And the beautiful wave finds both. 1 for 1 on the other side of this is a double kill for Reds as 2 for 3 at the end of that extended play. TJ didn't come to it, no teleport like we mentioned, and so he finally gets to push top lane a little bit.
Penultimately dying at the beginning of the play is now rezzed. So yeah, a lot of action going on down at that dragon, and Reds was forced to walk the long way around and was a little bit late to that engagement. And that may have impacted them. But still, lots of exciting teamfights happening in these matches. And ultimately not quite able to flash over that wall. And I can't wait for the series to continue.
This is just like Game 1. We're so close in gold, so close in kills. It's not clear who's going to win, how we're going to come across.
Final Spark going to drop the Crimson Yoni quite low, 200 HP, able to heal himself up a little bit at the end of the play. Will Guy penultimately facing off of this dragon.
They can't let me talk for even a second. They got to try and kill each other instantly. So when becoming lightning for penultimately, finding Whittle here, and Oreganon and Agateo are on the roam as well. Minty trying to find this pinch. The beautiful Rupture will find both. When becoming lightning, again a secondary knockup. Whittle and Reds have to find the way out. Can they find a pick forward? Inferno and Yoni are now pinching, and they've got this that really aggressive positioning there from the Smolder.
Ooh, what a snot ball going to connect down onto 4. Inferno going to be happy with those stacks, finding at 112 Smolder stacks.
Dragon
and this should be a dragon should be a dragon pickup. And I gotta say, Targon, largely off the fact that they just moved once the fight started, they stayed together and then moved together, both to engage and disengage. Inferno and Yoni moving up the river, they try to reconnect with their team, but at the end of the day, they're forced to split off, and it's a nice pickup.
Yeah, not something you always see when you have brand new players on your team. So really nice to see how uniform their decision making was. They really went to everything together as a unit.
Yeah, and not forcing the story on it, not forcing the issue. They don't have an AD carry. You need to play for these cooldowns and these rotations to take effect. And Agateo finding the final spark to start off the engagement. It's a great pick. And Whittle Guy now on the top side with TJ. TJ baiting out the fight well. Frankward could be caught out here. There's no flash available. He's dropped his ultimate, 300 HP, and Whittle Guy will finish the play. It's a great bait, and it's a great lane gank to find a pick.
TJ playing that lane so conservatively for 16 minutes and 45 seconds, and at 16:46 takes one step forward, and that's when Frank will get caught out. Here's the Lifeform Disintegration from Oreganon, trying to find one of his own, but I mean, what great passive and controlled play from TJ. And he punishes
fight down now at the Herald, penultimately finding Whittle Guy quite low. Yoni dropping a wave to heal him.
Quite a big wave is found. Crescent Guard will push him out, but TJ unable to be moved. There's the Mom over the wall, and Inferno here on the back. Minty trying to find the way forward, has the Feast, but is unable to actually get to Whittle. Now a big slow from Oreganon will get his mid laner away from the fight and escape. I saw Minty, the Flash Feast was on the table, but just couldn't quite get there.
Instead forced to use the Flash to disengage. And then able to run away. We've got Boots 3 upgrade from the mid's completed quest for that extra move speed. And in addition, a Dead Man's Plate on top. So this is quite a mobile Cho'Gath compared to the norm.
Yep, a couple changes. These are the new boots, but no time to talk about that as Oreganon potentially cut out here. Reds will try to make quick work of the Squid, and Calamari is on the menu as one more collected for the Zaun Plague, 10-8.
Binding down now onto Inferno. There's a lot of pressure. Steel Tempest connects after the Rupture. Frankward is deep onto the enemy team. Whittle Guy is able to tank him up quite a bit. Rupture will connect again, and Minty finding a double.
Neither of them feast, though. Minty still has Feast.
Yeah, for this Herald. He's going to get a stack for himself regardless after 2 kills. And building full tank, but just being there at the right time is going to find make all the difference for Targon. They're at the Herald, and they find the pick. And I got to say, Reds on this Pantheon has looked really spooky in the lane phase, but has struggled to find the right tempo, and I want to see some more of that out of him. Potentially finding some picks in the side lanes.
Yeah, that's what Pantheon does so well at this series is the side lane oppressive picks into the elongated lanes. One of the issues is we don't have that many towers actually knocked down. So once they get this bot lane outer tier 1 knocked down, then that'll kind of unlock the Pantheon. But there's, yeah, I agree, right? They're still kind of waiting for that to happen. These longer lanes is where Pantheon can shine.
Yep, and Smolder still on a timer, 142 stacks now, 19 minutes into the game. I don't think that's a stellar stack count.
It's a little bit behind where you'd want to be.
Starfall coming through. This is what I was talking about. Engage down into our Reganin. Agateo
Nice,
dropped low as well. Mom over the top. Just low. Inferno flashing forward, picking up the double kill. And that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, really decisive play from all of Zaun. Multiple flashes, multiple ultimates used all at the same time, all together, all in unison. And the Zaun Plague, they had to kind of turn tail and tuck between their legs on the way out, but this time they find a really aggressive way forward. Big gold disadvantages or differences in the top lane and jungle here, as we're about 2k gold ahead for the Zaun Plague. 12 to 10, very close in kills, pretty close in gold.
Yeah, Minty Bun going to stop cancel this reset from TJ, try to buy some tempo. 1 minute on the Ocean Dragon. This would be Targon's sole point, and so would bring them to a potent position. But they are currently sitting 2,000 gold behind, and I think the Starfall, the Grand Starfall should be available for Reds to try to find a pick again. But I'm curious to see which team sets up first. Looks like it's going to be Targon getting the vision.
Yeah, so they've moved Minty, no teleport, away from the fight. And Frankward with teleport is at the fight.
And ultimately going to be resetting here, and so there may be just vision retaken on the side of Zaun Plague. To answer, Little Guy going for the vision plant, but not going to discover anything. Using his...
Yeah, nice sweeper. They will clear a bit of vision out. Here, a pink ward is found. Agateo walking over, try to defend this a little bit, but they get... that banana bush at least cleared. It will be counter-cleared by Targon, so nobody has any vision as we head into this dragon. Dragon is up. It is spawned. Again, no teleport here for Minty and the Cho'Gath in the top lane. TJ will be able to show up if he so desires. This is third dragon for Targon.
Lifeline connects over the top. When it becomes lightning, sets them up, but they bait out the wave.
Yeah,
nice.
Wave goes across, but from the other side comes Reds, and it's straight in onto the back line. Mom over the top, nobody's dead. Lifeform disintegration, and down goes Whittle. Now forward, it's a double kill for Frank. Agateo into the pit. What can Reds do? Reds will find one of his own, and the rest of Targon tries to turn into the pit. Nice flash out from Reds. So Reds still there. Still can find a way in, and Inferno alive as well. Lots of HP on the two carries. What is the way forward? When becoming Lightning for penultimate, obviously their best choice. Teleport in from TJ to try and buy some time. Penultimately split from the team now. Oreganon and Frank try to find some follow-up damage. Counter teleport in from Minty as the cooldown comes back and resets. Nice Steel Tempest here will knock out both. Minty now trying to find a way forward.
No, the Feast not going to connect.
Feast just missing. Dragon goes down. Still finds the solo below. It's 13 to 13. A scrappy back and forth, but it's third dragon for Targon at the end of that fight.
All right, Jax. Do you have water? Do you remember how to breathe? Because goodness, it's an long extended play. It brings Targon over to Dragon's Soul Point, and these fights are stellar. It's so much patience, so much waiting, trying to find an opportunity. Red's still just staying there at low HP at the end of the play, trying to find an opening, not quite able to find it after the speedy Minty jump drops down. In addition to the teleport speed, there's also Boots 3 and the Dead Man's Plate to look for the rundown, and now it's a Riftmaker completed onto the Cho'Gath.
Whew, yeah, so itemization coming through now, and the Smolder starting to get online. Let's 184 stacks. Really, before we look towards this Baron, is going to want to hit that 225 mark. So still quite a way short. About 40 short here. So really needs to stack this up, and is going to go over onto the Raptors. Yeah, needs to get this these stacks at this point.
I like that look. Taken away. Going to have some vision cleared out by Whittle Guy. And I think we've entered a bit of a lulled state for both of these teams. And as I say that as Agateo just walks into blindness and Widow Guy looks for an answer.
Ooh, disconnect comes through. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pause as it looks,
Nope,
maybe
he's walking around.
Might
So
be back.
we're just getting some red herring pauses. As neither team is going to elect to... we will not pause the game, of course. I don't think we can. I don't know if a spectator can pause.
No,
that would be weird if
we're
we
also
could.
behind.
Yeah, that's why it would be weird. Harold looks like it might have been dropped by a timeout. Or they're dropping it for some cryo. But judging by just going by feel, it feels like a timeout. Wave coming
Defensive. Yeah, defensive wave there. And so Minty's going to ride this in, and this is going to be mid-tier 1. There's the mom brought to try and clear any, dissuade any additional follow-up, but that is mid-tier 1 taken. So I'd say
TJ is in a lot of danger right here. Let's get eyes on him as the entirety of Targon bears down. He's on a vision. Will they go for the rundown as Minty and penultimately are trying to pen him in?
Yeah, and they are taking a pretty aggressive pathing here. Meanwhile, the rest of Zaun are looking for the fight mid. TJ trying to connect with his team here. Penultimately, the Wind Becoming Lightning dashing forward, but it's 3 levels up, and Minty is not here yet. Both of them 3 levels down on this Mundo. Nice sidestep, does avoid the Rupture, trying to find some follow-up damage. Feast is available for Minty, so they just need to get this Mundo a little bit lower. Big ulti, big flash, and he will escape that gank. So a lot of time spent topside.
TJ looking confident this match. And a nice runaround in the topside.
All right,
Little Guy could be caught out here.
Spotted out. Frankfurt is going to protect the jungle, so that will go over. That gold does go over to Targon. And we do see about a minute and a half until next dragon. That is Soul. I mean, I think this Soul is a massive moment. 221 stacks here on the Smolder, so this wave will give 225. Let's see if Agateo and Oreganon can do anything to shut him out here. Penultimately is looking for a play on the Smolder. It's one of the last moments before he's fully online.
Glacial Prison coming up now, and we know that Little Guy is going to be
There he
looking
is.
for an engage
He
onto
hit it.
Agateo. And there we go. Elder Dragon is online for Inferno as we count down to this Dragon's Soul for the side of Targon. There are 3 stacks down onto them now in 1 minute to the next spawn.
Okay, blue buff is up. Wind Becoming Lightning from Penultimate down in onto Whittle. Nice wave over everything. But Reds straight in onto Agateo. Finds the kill on the back line. The double kill. He's doing it by himself. Meanwhile, the front, Frankfurt, the only one left there. And Inferno now online. Turns it around. It's a 1v3 on the back. Can Reds find more? There's the Feast, a big shutdown from Minty. And so it's going to be a 1 for 3 as Zaun doesn't even send TJ. He completely gets top tower to himself as well.
And it's that Smolder hitting. It's now 2 items with the Elder Dragon passive stacked up now. That makes all the difference in the world. And now Minty Bun and Penultimately are ready for a round 2. Wind Become Lightning not going to connect out, but I don't think TJ has his passive available by the look of him.
Yeah, Ultimate's still on cooldown for
It's
TJ.
up
Up in a couple of seconds.
Inferno going to be quite happy to get some solo time alone with this tower and should be able to find a pickup for himself. And we mentioned that Reds is going to have more opportunities available for himself as these outer towers go down, as these longer lanes are opened for himself.
Yeah, this one took
Agateo
forever
and
to go down.
Oreganon absolutely eviscerated by him in the back line of that last team fight.
Yep. He found a beautiful angle. And honestly, 1v5'd in that team fight. The way that he found all that damage onto the back
So
line.
much timing, even after the teleport, Minty Bun forced to answer him in the back line and then invest Feast for it as well.
Yeah, he did go down at the end of it, but just a beautiful play. And Ultimate now on cooldown, and he's also kind of frontlining here, so this will be a
Glacial
different
Prism
type of
also
team fight.
not available.
Dragon is up though. This is Soul. They feel like they have to fight it.
Nice
Nice shield stops that light bind.
5 here for the
spark.
side. 5 here for the side of Zaun Plague.
Frankfurt has
available.
teleport, but he's not here. So only 4 for Targon, and here he comes in. Teleport into the Pixel Bush. Dragon is already down to about half HP. There's the Crescent Guard out. Mom over top. Wind Becoming Lightning. Penultimate into the pit. It's secured by Whittle. clutch timing, and there it is. The Glacial Prison down onto Minty. 1-for-1 so far as both mid laners have dropped. Can they find forward? Zaun is winning the fight. They're trying to go
What a final spark!
A final spark across the rest of the team. Brought low are the members of Zaun, but the push forward is still there. Passive stacking onto Agateo. Yoni doesn't want to dive, and they find one more kill. It's a double kill for TJ, so Red's the only one. It's a 1-for-4, and they got the Dragon. Zaun Plague with a huge game time play.
And I think this is a absolutely crucial swing time right here for Zaun Plague. They've managed to win this dragon to stop the stacking towards the Elder Soul. It's going to continue to be a point of contention for them. They need to keep contesting these dragons and finding success so that they don't give over this Ocean Soul. Because the Ocean Soul, honestly, is the win condition for a Mundo Sejuani lineup. That will win the game for them, especially with a Nami over the back, providing additional healing with this Imperial Mandate, with this Moonstone Renewer. But we're seeing in those team fights this double tank lineup, the Sejuani Mundo, and it's very difficult to get through them. Really, it's down to Frankfurt to make it happen.
Yeah, man, just what a great team fight there for Zaun. Really able to find it. And, when you're looking at this Targon side, how are they going to win team fights? I feel like with the double mage, they're really committed to finding the picks early, finding this burst.
We need the third item to come down on the Frankfurt so that he can try to peel through.
Okay, so buying a bit more time, but they might not have that opportunity as Minty and penultimately forward are both going to be caught out. Beautiful find here. It's a double kill going over to Smolder, and that's a couple extra stacks, and Zaun will turn their attention onto the Baron. Frankfurt trying to buy time, trying to farm up. Live that live that agricultural lifestyle.
He needs about 300 more gold before he's going to be able to finish that Infinity Edge. As a teleport down from TJ, he's got a long lane to try to run him down in. Is there enough lifesteal as a couple autos will bring Frankfurt under half HP? TJ having such a performance
There's the ultimate
in this series.
From Frankfurt. A big shield will come through, but it's a solo kill, and he wins it. They are going to find the Baron as well, and Reds commits the ultimate in, finds a Reganon on the backside of play, so 4 are dead, and the Baron is picked up for Zaun, and Zaun has just accelerated and ripped this game wide open.
And I feel like we're looking at a game 3. I mean, we're always looking at a game 3, but we're looking at an even series, rather.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this game, these two teams have delivered back and forth, punch for punch games, and so it's not over until it's over. The base has not been cracked open, but Zaun has got to be very happy with how this game is looking so far, and it could be blue side up 2-0.
Yep, they could be hoping that they started off on the blue side, finding a lot of success in this match after starting out behind, same as we saw from Targon in last match, but now ballooning their gold lead in the opposite direction after switching the momentum to their own side when Inferno completed his Elder Dragon passive. And
there's a lot of reasons that a team wins a game, but I do just want to say probably TJ's best 2 games in the LCC all time in this series. He's up 3k gold over his lane opponent in Frankfurt.
You gotta have that blue buff on Mundo. it's a requirement. Inferno, and I love that Whittle Guy and the rest of the team are on the same page. We need to continue feeding Inferno these stacks. 307 now, 31 minutes in the game. He's really accelerating.
Yeah, not afraid of the Cho'Gath anymore. Look, another passive stack will come through. They don't have the deep vision as they find the
it's a wraparound. They could find the flank.
Look at that. Yoni just will burn down at the end of that. Fighting on either side, really scrappy fight as penultimately finds the one becoming lightning onto Inferno. But look at Reds carrying, covering for his carry, and Minty now left alone, will not be able to get out of this one. Found and decimated. TJ.
Yep, he's got
used to be teammates with Agateo, used to be friends with Agateo, but that briefcase and this damage, they're not friends anymore.
And I think this is going to be the push for the end as a Reganon drops his life form Disintegration Ray, trying to find some damage for a counter kill onto Reds or buy any time that he's able to. But it's now 4 healthy members with Baron pushing down the base. And we see an immediate answer to game 1, Zaun Plague slap back.
Yeah, what a great game here. And it was back and forth, right? There were definitely moments, the 3 dragons for Targon. Again, both teams having pretty clear win conditions. Reganon, he is going to save that KDA for the next game. But Zaun Plague picks up game number 2 in the series, and we're guaranteed some free League of Legends, some extra games here.
Oh, that's right.
In our quarterfinals matchup number 1. of the playoffs.
I love the new victory screens. They're cool. It's pretty.
All right, guys, awesome. So it's 8:52. We've got 7 minutes now. So at 8:59, we will head into game number 3. Again, we're going to take another quick break. We're not used to casting 5 games a night, and it looks like we could go all 5. So,
if you're a League of Legends fan out there right now, you are rooting for 5 games. Like, that's everybody on the same page. If you want more League of Legends, you want to see these games go back and forth, and it's delivering every moment. And with that, I think we're going to go to a short break, get some water. We'll be right back.
We'll be back. Game number 3. Don't go anywhere.